Welcome everybody back to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here at Backstage Live in the Warehouse District in the Alamo City. It brings me great pleasure to welcome back a legend, the man, Mr. Phil Anselmo, to Rob's MetalWorks. Phil, how are you doing?
Doing good, sir.
It's great to see you, my friend. A lot of people know out there that this past week, War of the Gargantuas came out, your split EP with our very own Warbeast here from the Lone Star State. You released a couple of songs. One of them was Conflict. It's really making circulation in the social circles out there online. Really super extreme. I think people were really kind of blown away by it and said, you know what, this is at the core of who Phil Anselmo really is. I think we've all always kind of known that. How do you feel? What have you heard about the reception, about the new music?
I've read nothing but good things, honestly, and that's very strange. I think I've read one review that was somewhat critical, but you know, for me, these two songs, they're the most straightforward songs I really have got. So it's like, it fit perfectly with Warbeast because, you know, obviously, when you look at the body of work that I've done throughout the years, there's always been a thrash element, especially, you know, Pantera and even Superjoint, the second Superjoint record, totally, like, yeah, definitely thrashy. But I've done so many different projects and I've contributed so many times, obviously lyrically, but I write a lot of the stuff too, you know. So as far as the solo stuff goes, I really wanted this split just to be a brief taste. I don't want people to think, oh, this is it, we get it, it's digested, it's done, because that's not how it's going to work. Because this summer coming up, when the full length comes out, it's a whole, I hate describing music that's not out yet, but it's going to be, I guess, I may take a few spins to digest. Right. And there's more where that came from, man. I've got some solo stuff I haven't even sang on yet, which is completely different style from even the full length. So, you know, when I had the opportunity to record the sessions, I fucking shot my wad, as they say, and I fucking went for it, man. And so I've got a lot of stuff.
And the full-length EP, people out there, will be called
Walk Through Exits Only.
Walk Through Exits Only. Talk a little bit about that title. It really kind of hit a chord with me.
Well, this is one of the times where I'm going to kind of have to take the fifth, but once you hear the songs, maybe the listener, yourself, and other listeners can really take it for what it means to you. You decipher it, you take it, and apply it to your life, apply it to how your vision of the lyrics are. Because really there are, you know, as far as lyrics go, if you look it down, that's a whole different outlet for me. And yes, you know, in the past I've sang about real life, this and that, but I've always kind of played with words to where either I wasn't really singing a word and just, you know, like the first album, like I didn't know what the fuck I was saying, like half the time on Stone the Crow, sorry, or Jail or whatever. I was making them up as I went, and eventually they evolved into lyrics. But with the solo stuff, I'm very point blank. I'm very straight to the fucking point. But then, like you say, you know, there are lines and titles and certain little aspects to the lyrics to where it's like, whoa, I wonder what he means right there. And I just don't want to... The fact that the lyrics are so point blank, I don't want to really spoil the other lyrics that are kind of vague. Right. Vague, but still, you know, hard hitting because of their placement. You know, so after the cameras are off and whatnot, I'll play all a couple tracks, and maybe you can understand what I'm talking about.
Well, the release is coming out this summer. I know people are anticipating it. It will be out on Housecore Records. Can you talk a little bit about the technicalities, like how many tracks will be on it? Like who's producing it? Are you producing it yourself? What's going on there?
Well, right now we're in the process of mixing, and the guy that did the last Down record, his name is Mike Thompson, and he's an awesome guy, very knowledgeable, and he understands what I'm after right here. Now, I am producing it, and I'll let you know it's all real sounds, no triggers, nothing that on the drums, very organic sounds, but the guitar player in my band, Marzi Montezeri, now, it's a well-known fact that I wrote every damn note and whatnot, and I've said about Marzi, he is the executor of these riffs that need to be fucking perfect. I'm not a good guitar player. I'm a creative guitar player. So I needed an executor, and then this motherfucker lays it down. Plus, I've known Marzi since the 80s. He is a guy that creates soundscapes and big noises and hideous noises, and he can be as beautiful as he wants, and he can also be as ugly as he wants. He's amazing on the fucking guitar. And so I'm not gonna give away how many songs. It's a full-length record. It's a full-length record, so that's the truth of the matter. And it packs a fucking wallop, and it's different, and it's only gonna, I guess, expand from there, man. I can't stop.
You always have stayed busy. I mean, that's a fact.
I can't stop.
Why the solo record now? I mean, you could have done a solo record a long time ago.
Well, I guess because I never had the opportunity to really get it done. You know, I'm always producing other stuff, mixing other bands, working with Down and touring with Down, and really, you know, my job is 24/7, along with the other two people that are Housecore Records right now, and you know, we're constantly hustling, and not to mention shit. You know, maybe I just shortchanged the whole crew, but fuck, you know, I have my engineer, the big fella, Stephen Berrigan, a.k.a. the big fella. I got my little brother over there. I got my old lady, Kate Richardson, the very respectable Kate Richardson,
very cool,
kicking ass over there. And on occasion, Mike Williams from I Hate God and whatnot. You know, we all, it's a big family joint effort. And the guys from Warbeast and everybody, it's like one giant family. So everybody kind of works in concert, but still, when a record's being produced, I gotta sit there and fucking concentrate and say, okay, more bass, more toms, this, that, the other. So I'm sitting there working. So in between all of these things, I would cram these fucking sessions. And I must have had 5, 6, 7 different sessions before we realized we really need to put our noses to the fucking grindstone and fucking get this fucking thing out, because it just wasn't coming out the way I wanted. And we got that opportunity sometime last year, and we took a couple months and we really fucking sat there and grinded, and we got it done. Like I said, I fucking, there you go. Like I said earlier, I shot my wad. We recorded over 20 fucking songs that I can take and do with whatever the fuck I want, you know, and put it out whenever. And to answer your question about why and when it's coming out, it's because it's done and it's almost ready. The full length, but the split is done, so that's why, you know.
Well,
but also it's to prompt my full-length release, and also Warbeast, because Warbeast is coming out in March, April, something like that. The record's called Destroy, and it's a pure I call it pure DFW thrash because I got to live that. I got to see it when I was a kid in the 80s, growing up there, going to see Rigor Mortis, going to see Gamicide and Morbid Scream and all these local bands. You know, I remember it, and I got to live that. I got to live the New Orleans scene where Graveyard Rodeo, Exhorter, and Incubus and all these fucking bands. The original Incubus, not the rap metal group, whoever the fuck they do. But either way, you know, so I got to live the best of both worlds, man, you know, so I'm a lucky cat in that aspect.
Philip, thank you, sir, for a great interview. Anytime. You never, ever disappoint, and you really are cool as dude. I mean, a lot of people, man, and you are...
If they don't know me, it's like, fucking, why are you hating me? It's like, man, I'd buy you a fucking drink at a bar. It's like, fucking, what, you're just jealous of my fucking perfectly shaped head.
The biggest and the coolest. Thank you, Philip, for everything. Remember, everyone out there watching this interview, you saw the man, Mr. Phil Anselmo. I don't need to say anything else. You saw him right here on Rob's MetalWorks.